Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope everybody is fine. Let me welcome you to science class. This is your Santoshi Miss. I hope everybody knows me. Today we are going to learn about science first topic, and I hope everybody remembers the 6th class lessons, what you learnt in the first lesson. Do you remember, children? Anybody? Can you tell me about food? Our food, right? Yes, very good. Your memory is very good, and you are learning and revising very well, right? In 7th class, what we are going to learn? Let's see. On basing 6th class lesson, how far we are updating it? Let's see. Are you ready, children? Yes. Let's go into the lesson. Food components. What is the lesson? Food components. In this lesson, the topics which we cover: essential components of food, roughages, water, balanced diet, avoiding junk food, and history of nutrition. Say along with me, children. Essential components of food, roughages, water, balanced diet, avoiding junk foods, history of nutrition. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand the food components necessary for our body, identifying the protective food for our body, discuss roughage or dietary fibers, explain the sources of roughages, importance of the water in our body, explain about the balanced diet and junk foods, and discussing the history of food and nutrition. Children, what do we learnt in previous class? In 6th class, different kinds of food that we ate, like biryani, pulihora, chapati, dal, right? And not only these, so many food items we like to eat, right? So many sweets we eat, hot items we eat. So many different kinds of food, spices, all these we mix and we eat, right? And we also learned that different kinds of food that we eat, like biryani, pulhora, chapati, dal, etc. And these are not just made from trees, that like we didn't get from trees like as it is, right? We have to prepare them. And to prepare a food item, we have to add so many ingredients in that, food ingredients, food components, and by adding them only the food becomes so tasty and delicious, like oil and sugandha dravyalu, we call them as condiments, spices, all these, right? So while we are adding all these things in our food, it gives the food so taste, right? And do you know, children, about the essential components of food? What are roughages or dietary food? What are the sources of roughages? How is the water useful to our body? How to maintain a balanced diet? Let us learn all these things from this lesson. Are you ready? First, we should know that the essential components of food. What should we learn, children? The essential components of food. What are the essential components of food? Food has many different components such as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. What are the, children? Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. In which carbohydrates consists of like fruits and vegetables and rice, wheat, all these. And proteins we know very well from non-veg, mostly from non-veg and also from milk, eggs. Okay, the the milk and eggs consist full of proteins. And fats, we get fats from mostly from nuts and oily seeds, all these. And we get vitamins and minerals from fruits and vegetables. Do you know, children, that we need all these kinds of food materials to our body. Not only fruits and vegetables, not only junk food, not only carbohydrates, not only proteins and minerals. So not individual components, but we need all these ingredients to our body, right? So how we prepare a food item? By adding all the ingredients. With only one ingredient we can't prepare any delicious dish. Yes or no? Yes. So like that, to make our body strong, we need all these food items to our body. So different types of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, and each and every component has its own function. So each and every component, like carbohydrates, they make us to be strong, they give us energy. And like proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, all these are useful and they have different kinds of individual functions. Okay. And also water also help us, our body, in to maintain our good health. Generally we buy some items from outside, children. So if you have observed the backside of the packet, you may notice that what are the components it consists of. What is the percentage of carbohydrate, what is the percentage of fats, and what is the percentage of fats, minerals and proteins. All these you may notice, because each and every particular thing is written on the packed food items. The packed food items also contain essential components. What are the essential components they use to prepare that item? That is mentioned on the backside of the packets. So if you have any packets packed, some food items we purchase outside, right? So if you have observed that, like gulab jamun packet, if you have observed backside, you may notice all these things. Once if you have anything, any item, just go for it and check it. What is the percentage they're consisting of? What is the percentage of carbohydrate, minerals, fats, proteins, vitamins? All these you may notice. Sugar and how much calories it produces. So all these we can notice. So from that we can identify that what are the essential components to our body. If you notice, you can find like this some identifications on that, some food components and the percentages of that you may notice. Have you observed, children? Did you get an idea? Good. Okay, children. In previous class we learned that how to prepare some food items, right? And like that, and as we observed in this packet, we came to know that what are the consistence of all these components, ingredients. But how can we know what is the exact component present in particular item? As we are having like potatoes, tomatoes, rice, all these, they don't have any packet and any components what are consist of them, right? For example, if you have considered or if you have taken a potato, if you see on a potato, on the potato peels nothing is written. Yes or no? Can we find anything on the potato peels? Something is written? No. Then how can we know that what kind of food component it is? Either it is carbohydrate or protein or fat or mineral or vitamin. Can we know? No. So to understand that, to know that, we have some experiments. We can test them. Are you interested in doing tests? Yes. During nowadays we are all going into the corona test, right? So many corona tests we are doing. Not like that. Here we are doing some food components tests. Let's see what are the tests. First, let us do carbohydrate test. Test for starch. The food present in the carbohydrate is called starch. So let's test the starch. Children, to test the presence of starch, we will do the first experiment to test the presence of starch. Pastry dishes, we will take 3 different items. They are, first one potato, second one cheese, and third one bread. What is the first one in the first pastry dish? Take a piece of potato, and second one cheese, and third one bread. Okay. in a different pastry dishes. Now take iodine solution and a pipette also, a small pipette to extract the iodine solution. Now take a few drops of iodine solution and put on the potato, a slice of potato, and again collect a few drops of iodine drops and put on the cheese. Now again take a few drops of iodine solution and put it on the bread. Remain for some time and observe what is happening to the items, to this. What you can notice, see, in the first pastry dish, if you have noticed that the color of iodine solution is red, but it is changed into blue-black. Can you notice? Blue-black. And in second pastry dish, it is cheese. Cheese means junnu. We used to eat, right? Cheese. So when we drop a few drops of iodine solution on the cheese, it doesn't change. It remains same as we put on that. And in the third one, bread. On the bread also we can observe a blue-black color. And the iodine is changed to blue-black color. So from this we can learn potato is having starch. Potato is having starch because the presence of starch changes iodine solution from red color to blue color. And in cheese, when we observe, there is no starch, so that the iodine solution doesn't change to blue color. And what about bread? The bread also changed the iodine solution into blue-black color. So there is starch in bread. So the presence of starch changes the iodine solution into black color or blue-black color. Did you understand, children? The presence of starch changes iodine solution from red color to blue-black color. So this is the experiment to test the presence of starch. So we can know that if you want to test any substance, whether it is containing starch or not. Starch means carbohydrates. So is it containing carbohydrate or starch or not? You can test with the iodine solution. It is available in the medical stores, so you can get it and you can test the presence of starch. From this experiment we learned that the presence of starch changes the red color to blue-black color. If there is no starch, it remains same, like orange color, no starch. Cheese contains no starch, so it is in orange color. What is the second food component, children? First one, carbohydrates. We tested with the iodine test. And second one is fat. Now test for fat. What are the objects or the food items contains fat? Oil, groundnuts, cheese. Okay, let's consider all these samples. To test the presence of fat, consider a little amount of vegetable oil and a plate, and into a plate take a piece of paper. Okay, a piece of paper. With an earbud I am doing this activity. So collect a little amount of oil and write a letter like M on a paper. And let it dry for some time in sunlight. After some time, the written part you may notice clearly on the paper. So what you can observe? Fat Fat converts the paper into translucent. Fat converts the paper into translucent. So it shows the presence of fat. It shows the presence of fat. See, an oily patch is observed on the paper. This indicates the presence of fat. And this type of stain is termed as translucent stain. Okay, this is the test for fats. In this you can learn that if you take any sample of any item and make the paper translucent, the translucent paper has the presence of fat. If the paper doesn't change to translucent, it doesn't have fat. Is it clear? Good. Next, let us test the proteins. Now, let us perform test for proteins. Let us test proteins. To test the proteins, we need egg yolk, copper sulfate solution and sodium hydroxide solution. Egg yolk, a test tube, copper sulfate solution and sodium hydroxide solution. First we have to prepare copper sulfate solution. To prepare copper sulfate solution symbol is CuSO4. Okay. To prepare copper sulfate solution, we have to take 2% of copper sulfate and 10% of hydroxide solution. We need 2% of copper sulfate solution and 10% of sodium hydroxide solutions. And first of all, we have to prepare 2% of copper sulfate solution. To prepare 2% of copper sulfate solution, dissolve 2 grams of copper sulfate crystals in 100 ml of water. Copper sulfate crystals are available at markets. So we have to dissolve 2% or 2 grams of copper sulfate to be dissolved in 100 ml of water. 100 ml of water. So from that 2% of copper sulfate solution is prepared. And to make 10% of sodium hydroxide solution, dissolve 10 grams of sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide symbol is NaOH. Okay. So 10 grams of sodium hydroxide in 100 ml of water. 10 grams of sodium hydroxide in 100 ml of water. Now 2% of copper sulfate solution is prepared and 10% of sodium hydroxide solution is prepared. So by using these two and along with them egg yolk and a test tube, we have to perform this activity to test the presence of proteins. Take a pipette. Take a few drops of egg yolk. Put it in the test tube. Now, with the help of pipette, take few drops of copper sulfate solution and add to the egg yolk in the test tube. Mix it gently. Not harshly, gently we have to mix it up. Now add few drops of sodium hydroxide solution to the added substance and again mix it gently. Very carefully we have to mix it. Okay. After this you can observe as you are mixing it gently, see the color changes. The color changes and it turns to purple color. The egg yolk color is changed to purple color. Egg yolk changed to from yellow color to purple color, it is changed. So it is the indication of proteins. It is the indication of there is presence of proteins. So proteins only can change the egg yolk and the copper sulfate solution with the help of sodium hydroxide solution to the color purple. So it is the indication of presence of proteins. We can have so many proteins like leafy vegetables, fish, nuts, non-veg, seeds, all these. So whatever you consider and check it, You can identify with this. And if any food item is not having protein, so that solution doesn't change into purple color. It remains in yellow color. Understood? If the solution doesn't change to purple color, it's not a protein. So only proteins can change the solution into purple color. So from this we can understand and we can test the presence of starch, proteins and fats, and you can register them in the notebook. See here, some particular things are given as a table in your textbooks also. I hope everybody purchases textbooks and notebooks also. Better you have new books and you may continue your works in the books. So for that, do this homework also in your notebook, in homework book, which is provided for the homework, science homework. And see the food, the presence of starch, which food items are having starch and which food items are having proteins and which food items are having fats. For example, rice, what type of food item it is having. So you just tick it. Okay, what is the food component? Rice is having either starch, you have to put tick mark at starch column. If it is a protein, you have to put a tick mark in the protein column. And if it is a fat, you have to put a tick mark in fats column. Okay, children? So rice, potato, milk, curd, egg. Only 5 food items are given here. If you are interested, you may collect some more food items and you can test this. Okay, children? At the end of this class, children, today we have learnt that the food items and components, different kinds of food items and components, and what are the essential components we regularly observe on the packets, on the packed food items that we understood, and how to confirm the presence of food components in the foods, that also we have knew that. And in that, the food components are carbohydrates, proteins, fats and vitamins and minerals. Okay, so in this, to test the carbohydrates, we have used the experiment 1 to test the starch, test for starch. When we did the test for starch, by using which liquid, which solution? Iodine solution. We came to know the presence of starch, like in potatoes, dal, all these. They are containing carbohydrates, starch. And when we did the test for fats, by taking or considering any fatty item like oil, cheese, these, if you just have a sample of it and add it to the paper, so you can change the paper into translucent. So only the fat objects can change the paper into translucent paper. If